Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have a discussion on the conjunction of moon and south node of moon or Ketu in Vedic astrology and what kind of results it could indicate if you will find this conjunction in different houses of astrological chart. And friends, just because this YouTube channel, this community is filled with a lot of intuitive, psychic and astrology and research lovers, so I'm very much sure a lot of you already might be having this combination in your chart. So whatsoever I'm going to say over here, if you want to add with your own insights, with your own findings, with your own personal experience, so please feel free to write and give your valuable inputs. So okay friends, as you know this thing that moon in Vedic astrology tells about the way your mind functions. When we talk about the concerns of feelings, the concerns of your imaginative talents, your relationship with your mother, so all of those information can be extracted by the successful scrutinization of the moon. Friends, like the way we say that moon plays a very pivotal role in defining someone's personality, and whatsoever planet you will find close to or surrounding moon definitely feels itself at peace or comfortable in that surrounding. That is the only reason we say that there couldn't be any better combination in Vedic astrology than the Gaj Kesari Yoga or than the conjunction of moon with Jupiter, because Jupiter, which in itself represents optimism, good thoughts, wisdom, righteousness, so that means your mind is definitely going to be protected by the wisdom and righteousness of Jupiter. So friends, now the way things work is that whatsoever planetary influence is going to be surrounding the moon, the person feel comfortable and naturally inclined in that environment. So for example, if you will find moon to be conjunct with Venus, so definitely person could become a very fashion lover of beautiful things, very relationship oriented. Now for example, if you will find moon to be conjunct with Saturn, so like the way you cannot astrology is a psychological science. Via astrology, we try to understand and get into the psychological state of a person. So for someone like me, if my moon is surrounding by all the positive benefit people, so I like a healthy, social, positive life around me. But that is not the case with everyone. There could be all those people in whose case there is a strong influence of Saturn on their moon. They by themselves like to be little bit reclusive. They want to be by themselves. They want to devote their time rather than socializing with someone. They want to devote it in research, in self introspection. So that is what friends, the scrutinization of moon tells about someone's true personality. Now friends, just because I'm giving you this idea that whatsoever planet is going to be around the moon, that planet infuses its qualities. So now the second player of our today's discussion is Ketu. So now Ketu could be understood as that Ketu is definitely the eldermost amongst all the planets. In Vedic astrology, Ketu represents the psychic force within our subconsciousness. It's Ketu only which has got all the information of past life, like all the deeds done by us in the past lifetime. The way Ketu function, the way it gives results, it is very intense in nature. Like the way when we say that Mars is a very willful, is a very intense energy, so trust me, Ketu is more intense force compared to the planet Mars. So like in positive cases, all those people who start demonstrating the talents from a very young age without any formal training, there could be some connection with their past life, which we will soon discuss in this video. And in all those situations where people become a victim of the crime or sudden rage of anger and you got into trouble, so all of those could be seen as the negative manifestation of the Ketu. But trust me friends, if any point of time you will find like nodes coming in contact with the luminaries like sun and moon, so that in itself holds and give lot of power and weightage to the functioning and role of Rahu and Ketu in our life. So now friends, that is something which I wanted to tell you individually about the Ketu. Now any point of time you will find moon and Ketu to be conjunct in someone's chart, so definitely it is a very psychic combination. Like the way friends, Ketu in itself represents the obviously your intuition, intuitive faculties. It represents your gut feeling, sixth sense, and Ketu also represents the spirit world. So there could be all those spirit as well who are stuck in between the human world and the spirit world. So like the way it is not the case that the spirits are always trying to harm you. Sometimes they are by themselves in a very miserable state, that when they find someone very intuitive or someone whose subconsciousness is very ripe, so they even start trying to communicate with those fellows. So that is where the problem starts coming in. So let's say, for example, if you have Moon and Ketu conjunction in your chart, so you should be very much attuned to your intuitive forces. So for someone who has a Moon and Ketu conjunction in their chart, it is very important for them to first of all give lot of attention to their lifestyle, take out time for doing yoga, for doing meditation, and the much you can calm your mind, then you will definitely be able to figure out and distinguish between the restlessness, distinguish between the pent up energies, and distinguish between the finer attuned psychic force which might be trying to come in contact with you, or which might be trying to guide you in the form of different omens. So friends, the conjunction of Moon and Ketu definitely makes someone's mind very critical. It could also give someone a very detached nature, and in a positive side, all those people who demonstrate very strong intuitive faculties could be seen as the positive side of the conjunction of the Moon and Ketu. So that is the friends, the positive side of the manifestation of the energies of this combination. When we talk about the vulnerable side, so definitely all those people who become a victim of sudden outburst of the anger, all those people who tend to remain very detached and who faces all these problems of anxiety, a bipolar disorder, psychological problems, so that could be seen as one of the negative or vulnerable side of this combination. It all comes down to that in which house the nodes are placed, in which sign, in which nakshatra, in which dignity the energies of Moon and Ketu are functioning or working in someone's life. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to tell you as a general guideline of this combination. I would fairly say this thing, that this combination has got two extreme way of manifesting results. It could actually work and function as a blessing in your life, giving you strong intuitive faculties. You could become a very good psychic, you could become a very good clairvoyant, you could become a very strong artist, and in its negative side, all sort of hallucination. And friends, one more thing which you have to understand, like the way when we talk about even the nature of crime, so definitely for anything concerning the unlawful activities, deceptive tendencies, we give attention to Mercury, badly afflicted Mercury, influence of Saturn, influence of Mars. But trust me, we even gave attention to Rahu as well, because Rahu also represents manipulation. But when we talk about all those very dreaded criminals, like in whenever those kind of very horrifying news comes from any part of the world, so I will not I do not even want to, I don't feel comfortable even mentioning those newses, but you might have visualized what I'm trying to say over here. So all those kind of dreaded crimes could be seen as and attached as the extreme and intense side of the manifestation of the energies of the Ketu. So that is, friends, something which I wanted to tell you. Now we will take up our discussion to the next stage, and we will try to understand the results of this conjunction, if you will find it happening to be in different houses of the astrological chart. So friends, if you will find Moon and Ketu combination to be present in someone's first house, so as you know that first house definitely tells about your overall personality. So your personality, your all the life's important decisions are definitely going to be governed with your intuitive faculties. And the second way of looking at this combination is that, friends, trust me, like I do not have any rational explanation to give it to you for this combination, but this could also result to all those kind of manifestation and way where in the past lifetime people have very intensely, very earnestly craved for something. So let's say for example you have always craved for a very tall height, or this kind of specific kind of look, or these kind of physical traits. So that could also manifest, because friends, whatsoever we are doing, whether from our actions, whether from our thoughts, our prayers, all of those energies are getting stored in the Akashic record. That is the only reason I always say this thing. Like for example, even in the business of films, television and acting business, or any of the singing business, I always say this thing, that apart from working hard on your skill, the second thing is stars. Now how can you give power to your stars? By doing lot many prayers, doing good deeds. So that is how all the energies get stored. Now because our soul is on this temporary visit, is residing in this body, but let's say for example all of your wishes might manifest in some other life as well. So energy and your prayers and good deeds never go in vain. Understanding this combination in the first house is that your whole life's important decisions could be governed by your intuitive faculties, and the second thing is that the place where you are right now in this lifetime. Now whether you are being born in a family of very good people, you are born in the family of criminals, you're born in heavy debt, huge debt, you're born with I should not say this thing, but you're born with some sort of physical disability, or you're born with very beautiful charming looks. So everything might have some past connection with the prayers and the deeds done by you. Moving ahead friends, now if you will find the moon and Ketu conjunction to be present in someone's second house. So now friends, as you know this thing, that second house has to do with our values, second house has to do with our finances. So like this is a little bit sensitive combination, because when we talk about all the Artha houses like second house, sixth house and the 10th house, there you cannot be emotionally driven or intuitive driven, rather I would say. You have to give attention to rationality. So this could also yield and give rise to all those kind of circumstances where people generally take a lot of risk in their financial dealing. They are very much intuitively driven. In extreme negative cases, although the speculative nature of financial dealing is more driven with Rahu, so intuitiveness is something which is governed more by the Ketu. And somehow friends, in your ancestors, in your family type, some sort of connection, like whether, like the way I have already mentioned this thing, you're born in a family where generational debts are going on, or you're born with a silver spoon, so that could be fairly seen as a connection with the moon and Ketu's presence in your second house. And also friends, when we talk about values, inculcated values, it could actually make native very deep rooted and very strongly connected with his family and ancestry roots as well. Moving ahead friends, now if you will find moon and Ketu combination to be in someone's third house. So friends, it is a very good combination in this regard, that third house definitely has a very important say in our skill, the way we demonstrate our skill. And friends, like the way I forgot to mention this thing when we were talking about moon and Ketu's conjunction in the second house, that moon somehow represents the childhood. So all the positive or the negative of the conjunction of moon and Ketu could also demonstrate and manifest its qualities in the childhood of a person as well. So in the third house friends, third house has a lot to do with the skills. So trust me, if in this combination you will find this combination to be taking place in Jupiterian signs like Pisces, or in the Sagittarius, even in the Scorpio, and with this kind of combination it could also lead someone in a direction where native might be able to access his past life talents as well. Trust me friends, that's very simple. Imagine your whole life you dedicated to art, some specific skill. Now I'm not talking about superficial way of working on certain field. I'm talking about with your heart and soul. You dedicated, you devoted yourself into some specific field. So how come your soul is not going to manifest some sort of traces of those talents? So this combination in the third house could also give rise to all these kind of signs, indication where native might be able to channelize his past life talents, past life skill as well. And when we talk about on this rational mundane world, so I would say in terms of the communication aspect and your connection with your friends, moon and Ketu combination might give you very few friends, but those few might be very dear and very close to you. Very soul level of deep friendship and camaraderie can be seen with this combination. Moving ahead, friends, now if you will find your moon and Ketu to be conjunct in your 4th house. So definitely, friends, when we talk about 4th house, it has to do with your intuitive faculties, your emotional well-being, your emotional state, concerns of security, and your relationship with your mother. So moon and Ketu combination in the 4th house could be seen as a very intuitive combination. Friends, like the way I have already mentioned this thing at the beginning of this video, that you are born with these gifts. You have the potential, you have the eligibility. Now it all comes down to how much you're working hard in that direction. So let's say, for example, if you are not giving attention and you are not putting more and more water to the seeds of intuition by indulging in art, creativity, doing meditation, doing yoga, taking healthy diet, being closed and attuned to nature. So trust me, all of these gifts will go to drain in this lifetime, but only if you are giving attention and you are reinforcing these latent talents of yours, then trust me, you can actually remain blessed in getting access to all sort of intuitive faculties, all sort of like subconsciousness and astral forces working for your favor. So in the form of omens guiding you, all those people who come in your contact, in your circle of influence, you might be able to know about their real intentions. So all these ways, like you could also become a good psychic, you can become a very good artist, a very good genius creator. So from all of those perspectives, this combination in the 4th house can be seen as a very good combination. And somehow, friends, like with this kind of combination, I always advise this thing, because moon Ketu combination in the 4th house, which is connected with your family life, your domestic life, and the 2nd house, in these kind of combination, generally it happens that if you will find this combination to be taking place in water signs, or for example in the Jupiterian signs, so native might find it very difficult to let go any attachment, or native might have such a strong connection with his family members that even after, God forbid, someone has departed, left the body, so native might not be able to forget them. So that kind of connection can be seen with this placement in the 4th house. Moving ahead, friends, now if you will find this combination in the 5th house, so as you know that 5th house tells about your intellect, this house tells about your past life merits. So if you will find moon Ketu combination in the 5th house, this could be a very good indicator that all of the decisions of the native might be intuition driven. And along with that, friends, with this kind of combination, if in native's case devotion to any one specific god is going to be in consideration, so you are a Hanuman devotee, you are a Lord Shiva devotee, so I would say that some sort of connection from the past life as well. So in your past life, you might have completely got submerged in devotion, and in this lifetime you are either getting the good results of that, or you are manifesting the same kind of devotion to one particular god or deity. So in that regard, this placement, this combination can be seen as a very good combination. Trust me, friends, with your moon and Ketu conjunction in the 5th house, even if you are going to take interest in any sort of art and creative business, you can be a perfectionist. And along with that, as 5th house also tells about progeny and children, so there is a lot of intuitive and the psychic and the karmic combination which is coming in the picture. So this could be a case that you are born in the family with whom you might have a past life connection, or the child of yours might have some sort of connection. Like for all those people, some of your ancestors, your grandfather, your great grandfather might have been born as your son in this lifetime. So there could be a lot many combination with the conjunction of moon and Ketu in your 5th house. So it's my utmost and sincere request to you that try to find out in which regard this moon Ketu energy in your 5th house is working. Try to share your insights in the comment section if you have this yoga in your chart. So this could be a case that if you see some sort of peculiar qualities which your son demonstrate, so try to figure it out that in your paternal ties, does those similar qualities were shared by any of your grandfather, any of your great grandfather, in any way and which regards the energy is working, you have to go to the depth of it, because moon ketu combination in the 5th house is a very intuitive and very psychic and karmic combination which could work and function to the best of your ways. Moving ahead, friends, now if you will find your moon and ketu conjunction to be taking place in 6th house. So friends, like the way I have mentioned this thing so many times, that a strong empowered ketu in the 6th house gives very powerful enemies. So it all comes down to in which dignity this combination is taking place in your 6th house. So let's say, for example, if it is taking place in water signs or in the Jupiterian signs, so then in those kind of circumstances we can fairly say this thing, that somehow native is going to be blessed with good intuitive faculties, that he can actually sense any imminent threat, any imminent danger before it actually happening in the life of the native. With this kind of combination, friends, the only vulnerable part over here is that 6th house has something to do with the health. 6th house has something to do with the daily hardship of the life. So with this kind of combination, native might get churned up in the vicissitudes of the life, that where he has to give attention to his intuition, where he has to work with his rationality. So the daily vicissitudes and running around of the life could come very strong and become bit overwhelming for the native. So in that regard, this placement could actually create little bit of difficulty in the life of the native. Moving ahead, friends, now if you will find moon and ketu combination to be taking place in your 7th house. So friends, this combination can be seen as a very good combination in this regard, that native is definitely going to have some sort of past life connection with his partner. Friends, I always say this thing, that in whichsoever house, specifically out of all the planets, where ketu is present in your chart, you have to accept whatsoever is going to be presented to you in this lifetime as a gift and the blessing or the sacrosanct from the gods. So I would say, either like whether your partner, your matrimonial life is filled with all sort of happiness, or whether in your matrimonial life you are with a very quarrelsome, very demanding, very challenging partner, so trust me, whatsoever you have received in your 7th house in the form of your matrimonial life with the presence of the moon and ketu, trust me, accept it rather than fighting with it. And along with that, friends, I've already mentioned this thing, some sort of past life connection with your partner, with your spouse could be foreseen with this kind of placement of moon and ketu in your 7th house. And friends, as 7th house also has to do with the kind of energies which we attract in our life, the people we run into, all those people who come in our life and they complete us. So I would say native might feel inclined and might run into all those kind of intuitive, psychic situation, circumstances, people. So from that regard, this placement can be seen as a good in all those scenarios. Moving ahead, friends, now if you will find this combination to be taking place in the 8th house. So friends, it is a very sensitive placement which needs to be studied with a pinch of salt, like which sign they are placed in, which nakshatra they are placed in. With this kind of combination, this could become a bit scary, that native's psychological, subconscious and his consciousness is definitely going to be very ripe open, which could be contacted and connected with the astral forces. So it all comes down to your own lifestyle, your own habits, your own tendencies and your priorities in life. So for example, with this combination, you could become a very good clairvoyant, you can become a very good medium, you can become a very blessed psychic healer. So it all comes down to in which regard you are working and in which area of life you are working with this combination. But friends, trust me, definitely it is a sign of having a good intuition, good psychic force working in your favor. Native might have, the only problem and the concern with this placement is that native might find it difficult to accept any situation of loss in his life. And the second way to study and understand this combination is that it's my recommendation that when we talk about anything to do with the magic, witchcraft, alchemy, anything, so you have to remain very much well guarded and protected, because if you have this combination in your chart, trust me, you will definitely going to have inclination and interest in all these areas of life. But till the time you do not have a immaculate strong knowledge, you're not being guarded by the grace of any of your Isht Devta, any of the Guru, any of a very awakened and strong master or teacher, so trust me, it is not advisable for you to make a foray in all these fields, because otherwise you might get entangled with some sort of spirit troubling you, or some sort of spirit trying to it's like taking control over you. So you have to remain bit careful over there, because spirit possession could happen with this kind of combination. But in its positive regard, this is one of the best combination of having a very strong intuition. Moving ahead friends, now if you will find this combination to be taking place in the 9th house, so this could be seen as a good combination in this regard, that definitely native is going to have strong connection with his ancestors, like the same thing which I mentioned when we were discussing the Moon Ketu conjunction in the 5th house. Same is the case with this placement in the 9th house. You might be born again in the same family where you might have some past life connection. Native might have some strong connection with the guru he's going to attract in his life, or the god he's going to be very strongly devoted towards, and along with that a strong connection, emotional connection with the father. So there could be so many situations and scenarios which this combination can give rise to. Your father could be entirely missing throughout your life, or there could be a very strong connection with the father. So from all of those regards, this combination can be seen as a good eligibility, good potential to completely submerge and devote yourself towards the religious austerities, because trust me, if the divine flow, divine grace is going to come to someone, so with this kind of combination you might stand out in the form of imbibing and absorbing all the divine grace with smaller of the religious austerities in the life. Moving ahead friends, now if you will find Moon and Ketu combination to be present in the 10th house, so definitely friends, 10th house has to do with the kind of actions we are going to do in this lifetime. So with this combination you can become a very good astrologer, very good tarot reader, very good Reiki healer. So healing in any form, working with your intuitive faculties while taking important decisions or fulfilling your duties and responsibilities in this lifetime. So this combination can be seen as very good in that regard. Trust me friends, with Moon Ketu combination falling in your 10th house, there is a strong karma which is attached to you. So never ever complain the kind of work which you will be doing in this lifetime. It hardly matters whether you are sitting in the top of the bureaucracy, you are the CEO of a company, or you are a janitor, whether you are working very hard or whether you have been jobless the whole life, whatsoever the circumstances are, accept it and see it as a divine blessing in your life. Moving ahead friends, now if you will find a Moon Ketu combination to be taking place in your 11th house, so friends, this is a good combination in this regard, that whatsoever native's aspirations and goals are going to be in this lifetime, native is definitely going to be guided well by the nature in the form of omens, in the form of signs which are definitely guiding the native. And trust me friends, when we talk about the power of Ketu, never ever undermine it. Like the way we say that Ketu works in a very sudden, unpredictable fashion. So if Ketu wants to put you in a different course of life, different path, so like the difference between Rahu and Ketu is that Rahu is going to give one strike, you lose your job. Another strike, you will run into some opportunity. Another strike, you will might meet another person. So that is how Rahu functions. But Ketu has got this power, that one strike, and it holds this power to give you the fruit of your whole chart. So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that with your Moon Ketu combination in your 11th house, remain very much attuned to nature, to the gods. Take out time for yoga, meditation. Peace is very important for Moon and Ketu energy friends. Till the time there is all sort of churning around which is happening in your mind. You have surrounded yourself in a very toxic environment of toxic people, all sort of mind games, then you cannot access the gifts of this alignment. Only if you are at peace with yourself, whether in the form of your mind naturally is of a very calm state, or by indulging in meditative practices you try to forcefully keep it calm, so then only the gifts and the blessings of this combination can be accessed. So yes, good omens all over and all the time guiding you. And along with that, when we talk about from the friendship perspective, so with this kind of combination, definitely like Moon and Ketu is going to restrict your friend circle, your social activities, but only with all those people with whom you have strong spiritual and soul level of connection. You will get along well with them. And lastly friends, if you will find Moon and Ketu combination to be taking place in someone's 12th house, so trust me friends, to begin with, no matter which sign placement in this axis is taking place, this is a good combination of attaining moksha, of attaining liberation. This is a very good combination of accessing all the higher dimensions, all the higher astral forces, strong intuition all the time guiding you, strong psychic awareness could be foreseen with this kind of combination. So friends, it all comes down to how you're going to be channelizing the energies of this combination. I would strictly recommend that with this kind of combination, taking out time for doing prayers, taking out time for doing meditation, and taking out time to be completely aloof from the drama of the world, and spending time with yourself, being close to nature, and trying to understand that what psychic forces are trying to guide you can be seen as a very good mantra to channelize the positive and benefic side of this combination, which is going to be taking place in your 12th house. And like the way friends, with this kind of combination, it becomes very important to accept any sort of losses which might be happening in your life, because it might have some past life connection, and it might be beneficial for you for your own spiritual and soul level growth. So for example, no doubt that if someone has like, obviously, see, that is the reason these are two different dimensions. You cannot blend it. The work which is to be happening inside of you and the work which has to be done outside of you are two different things. So for example, if you are a very psychic and intuitive person, and in someone's chart you have seen that this person lost his whole business, this person lost his family member, so you know that the energies are working for his betterment, like his soul and spiritual level growth demands all of those things. So it might be happening for all those reasons, but you cannot say that on face to a person who has actually come out of losing a complete business of his own. So it all comes down to that how much understanding you have of the astral and of the spiritual energies to accept any of these things which might be happening or taking place in your life. I've already mentioned this thing. If Moon and Ketu are conjunct in any specific house of your chart, accept those areas, those function, those results of that house as the blessings of the god. So in your case, with Moon and Ketu combination to be taking place in the 12th house, accept all the losses which might be taking place in your life with complete grace and with a strong faith in the divinity that it might be happening for your own good only. So that is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this concept. I again urge and request to all of you guys that if you have this combination in your chart, try to share your own insights, your own findings, so that the whole community can learn from this topic. So for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.